Thanks to Wendigo Tea for their support. They're keeping each episode steeped in mystery and value. WendigoTea.com.
Your daily game plan for success. It's Sachs in the Morning. Steve Sachs.
Hi, Steve Sachs here with Sachs in the Morning, and today is Monday, the 27th of March. We're just 3 days away. Thursday, the 30th, is going to be opening day, and it's going to be a fantastic season this year. That's what we're going to talk about this week. Today, we're going to talk about the American League. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the National League, and on Wednesday, we're going to give you a breakdown as far as who I think is going to be in the World Series and possibly take the World Series. But first of all, I wanted to let you know that as I was coming into the office today, I had me a little bit of the Cyrene herbal tea, which I call throat medicine. It's caffeine free. It's fantastic. And it's all done by, of course, the Wendigo Tea Company. You can have this tea iced as well. It's fantastic, hot or iced, and put a little bit of honey in there and you're good to go. So go to wendigotea.com and don't forget to put in your Sachs promo code. That's SAX and save 15% on your order. You can also find it at saxinthemorning.com. Now, looking at the American League this year, the Yankees have got to be at the top. The Yankees haven't won a World Series since 2009. That's New York's. This is the 13-year championship drought. That's one of the longest in franchise history, and it's been a real growing sense of frustration for the fans. But unsurprisingly now, the Yankees spent aggressively in the offseason with Aaron Judge becoming one of the richest paid MLB players with that huge contract that he signed. And Carlos Rodon also signed a $162 million deal. So New York now boasts an outstanding playoff rotation complemented by one of the best lineups in baseball. So they've got it all going on. They've got some good young guys coming up, Anthony Volpe, Jason Dominguez, and Oswald Peraza. It gives the Yankees one of the best shots they've had in many years. But let's not forget what Toronto brings to the table. They haven't won a playoff game since 2016, so they're obviously hungry for it. With last year's results sparking more offensive additions, okay? So they fortified the rotation with Chris Bassett. There's a question about their number 5 starter, though, but Dalton Varsho and Kevin Kiermaier are going to be significant improvements on the defensive side of it. So if you're looking for a dark horse, Toronto is that team. Okay, let's talk about the Central, the Minnesota Twins and the Cleveland Guardians, if you want to call them that. Man, I got to tell you what, I think that name is awful. That's just what I think. It's my own podcast. I can say what I want. I wish it was a Cleveland Indians. All right, but anyway, I think they're going to finish second. The White Sox, man, I'll tell you what, last year, they just really underperformed. I think they're going to be right in the middle, kind of where they were last year. And Detroit and Kansas City, that's not going to happen for them. All right? As far as American League West, the Houston Astros, reigning World Series champions, and 6 consecutive ALCS berths are more than enough to believe in this World Series contender until that window closes. Look, I think Justin Verlander is going to be a big blow to the team. Lance McCullers' injuries are always popping up with that elbow. But now you get Jose Altuve that's going to be out for some time now with that broken thumb. I'll tell you what, Dusty Baker's got his work cut out for him, but if anybody can bring this club to its peak, it's certainly Dusty Baker. We'll see how that all pans out. The Seattle Mariners now, I'll tell you what, this team is really coming a long way. They've added Teoscar Hernandez to the team and Colton Wong, significant improvements at second base. I think that's going to be good. Pair that with improvements from Julio Rodriguez and arguably one of the best underrated rotations in baseball. And you've got a team that could challenge the Astros if things go right for them. As far as the other three, the Angels, pitching, and more pitching. The Texas Rangers have added pitching, but they don't have any thump in the lineup. So they're going to probably finish towards the bottom, and the Oakland A's might be the worst team in baseball. I think they're going to be in the cellar. That is my prediction for the American League. And you know what else? When I look at this whole thing in scope and I kind of think about, hey, you know what? These are predictions, but I don't actually know what's going to happen. Nobody has a crystal ball. But I can tell you one thing. It's been 30 years since I played, but I still get the same feelings. I still get that same optimism. I still think about spring training coming around. I can't wait to get down to Florida and start letting it all hang out, okay? So here's the deal. Everybody in those locker rooms, they think that they can beat anybody in baseball, and they truly believe it. And that's kind of what I think that you should start thinking about your life. The same thing. Whatever happened before, hey, you know what? So what? This is a new beginning. You've got an opportunity to forge a new road and make some unbelievable things happen. That's the wonderful thing about sports is everybody's got a fresh shot and a new opportunity to turn some things around. So let's get going in your life as well. And that's the way you should start thinking. And that's my short for today. If you like what you heard, give us a positive review, subscribe, and share. Also, remember that the Sax in the Morning swag is now available on my Instagram site. Go to saxinthemorning_podcast. You'll see it right there on the Instagram, and just hit the link. Everything's there, mugs, hats, tumblers, you name it. Take advantage of it.